maturity and look more and more like who? Christ. Amen. Amen. So I'll continue from here and talk about how the teacher functions with the rest of the fivefold. I talked about the fact that we have the apostle, we have the prophet, we have the evangelist, we have the teacher, and we have the pastor. How does the teacher functions together with all these giftings? Amen. So when we talk about an apostle, as we've all been taught, an apostle is the one God has graced to carry the vision. All right? All these things, we are doing it by the grace of God. It's not by our goodness. It's not by how good looking we are. God showed mercy on you and gave you the grace to be an apostle. God, the revelation is like you having a tuber of yam. And then the teacher comes in and shows us like, okay, this is how we eat the yam. Let's slice it into pieces, cook it so that it will be manageable in our mouth. All right, so you don't take the whole tuber of yam and put it in your mouth trying to eat it. You will choke and die. And that is how dangerous prophecy is without knowledge. It can choke you and you will die. So you need a teacher to slice the prophecy into manageable things that your mouth can handle. All right, and I talked about the fact that the pastor is the one who shepherds the flock. And you need a teacher to work together with the pastor to take care of the sheep. Amen. So let's talk about Noah. So based on this belief and conviction, he prayed and prayed and prayed, and one day God spoke that I've called you to this city to do this, to do that, to do that. I also know of another man of God. He also had a conviction that God has called him, but he also didn't know what. So he started listening to tapes of Kenneth Hagin. How many of you know him? I mean, he's not alive anymore, right? Thank you. So he started listening. He will play and listen and sleep, and the tape will still be playing. It's not these days that you have YouTube, you go and then just clicking on a link. This is tape. You know tapes, right? You put it, and sometimes it will be tangled up. You have to take it, untangle it, make sure it's back in, and then he did that several times. And one day, as he was listening, he literally saw something jump out of that tape into him. And he heard a voice that from today, you can teach. And from that day, this man of God has never been the same. If I tell you the number of books he has written, it will shock you. And he does that effortlessly because of a deep conviction he had, backed by the power of God. Amen? So God can call you directly, or you can have that conviction that God has called you onto something great. Amen. I never imagined myself to stand here. This has always been my place. It's either I'm playing this or I'm singing or cleaning his office. That is all I have envisioned. My plan was to work hard, make enough money, and support God's way, but not to stand here and preach. I didn't want to be seen. But look at me today. He saw it, he challenged me, and here I am. So somebody can discover you, and that is what God used Pastor to do in my life, amen? And so many people here as well. The other thing